So let's get this clear what infection is. Okay, so a lot of you have infections, virus infections, you have bacterial infections, you have parasitic infections, you have microbial infections, you have fungal infections, you have bacterial infections, you have inflammatory infections, which I don't think really is an actual name of infection. But you have all these infections. What is an infection? And so now you have to understand how this all works. Infection is the body trying to evolve, trying to live. It is like a daisy trying to push up through cement. Despite the heavy cement trying to stop it from proliferating, the daisy finds a way, okay, to live. And when it's going through that life process, it's like an infection, right? Because it's trying to push past things that are stopping it. So when somebody has a viral infection, and some of you have STDs, okay, when you actually look at what infection is that there are antibodies, monoclonal antibodies that have been programmed to go after specific funguses, specific bacteria, specific, what else? Viral proteins that are attached to the host. You're the host. There are specific monoclonal antibodies that are going after different parts of your body. And then the body's trying to live. You're getting inflammation. You're feeling itching. You're getting inflammation. You're in pain. The body's trying to evolve. You're not giving it what it needs. And then you go and get some kind of antibiotic. And that antibiotic, anti-inflammatory, anti-parasitic, antimicrobial, antifungal, antiviral, it then stops the evolution process. Okay? So when you have a monoclonal antibody that is targeting specific parts of your body, let's say you have ST, let's just take a look at what infection is. Okay, the different types of infections. And so let's see. Delete. All right. The different types of infections. You have the influenza, common cold, measles infection, rubella, chickenpox, norovirus, polio infection, mono, human papillomavirus, HIV, HPV, herpes, viral hepatitis, which include hepatitis A, B, C, D, D, viral meningitis, West Nile virus, rabies, Ebola. And then you have parasitic infections. All of these different infections is where there's a monoclonal antibody that is trying to destroy parts of your systems that these viruses and infections are springing up from, and the body's trying to live, and then you keep trying to suppress the evolution process because you don't understand those symptoms, and that's why you have infection. Infection is evolution, but the reason why you're evolving like that is because something is attacking you. There is a trigger point to evolution, okay? Evolution is when the environment changes, okay? So infection is basically recognizing that environment has changed and the body's trying to adapt to that change. So right now you're seeing with this COVID-19, the environment has changed. Now people are dealing with infections, bronchial infections, the uptick of their cancer. They're dealing with all different types of infections, and they're going to the hospital more, and then they're trying to get antivirals and antibiotics and anti-inflammatories to stop the infection, to stop the evolution. And so if you want to understand how Jilly Juice works with infection, it's basically you are going to be purging out these antibodies that are causing the attacks on your body, and then you are going to be regenerating, okay, simultaneously. Now, am I going to tell somebody to their face or whatever that Jilly Juice is going to basically give you everything you hope for? I'm not going to tell you any timeline. I'm not going to say Jilly Juice is going to do this for you because I have no idea what you do in your world. That's why I don't answer any questions. But you have to understand that infection is a body trying to evolve. There's monoclonal antibodies that are swimming around your body that you caught either through sex or through kissing somebody or through a vaccination, or you inherited an antibody that is now causing, that have been multiplying and now really playing pinball with the different parts of your body. And then your body's trying to evolve, and then you don't give it what it needs. And the only way for you to stop feeling miserable is to get some kind of antibiotic, like a hydroxychloroquine or an antifungal or antimicrobial, antiparasitic, and anti-inflammatory, antiviral. And that is how the system forces you to go get their remedies. Okay? And so infection isn't bad. It's just letting you know that there's something attacking you and your body's trying to live. That's all infection is. But if you don't understand the mechanisms of what is behind infection, then you're going to apply the wrong chemistry and then further immunize yourself to death. Okay? The reason why you feel inflammation and why you feel pain and why you feel itching is the body is trying to heal itself. But people don't understand. They've been groomed by the system to mitigate pain. And there are these antibodies that have been bioengineered. And I'm saying, people say, well, viruses don't exist. But I'm telling you, even before man, like before the first man, whether it's Adam and Eve or, I don't know, the apes or whatever, whether you're a creationist or an evolutionist, it doesn't even matter. The viruses are part of the dark matter, okay? The junk DNA that's in your body that gives you the allowance to adapt to your surroundings based upon your exposure to new entities in the environment. And some could say that, this virus was bioengineered, and I would say that yes, these viruses do exist. They are in nature. They need a host, okay? You can't just make something out of nothing. Energy cannot be created. It can only be transferred. And it can only be converted and transferred, but it cannot be created. You can't just create a virus. There's already a prototype. That's why the coronavirus is the novel coronavirus isn't like, unique. It's based upon a base level virus called the corona, which is like the common cold, right? But it has its attributes that makes it different, that makes it more communicable, a bit more severe on some bodies. Okay, so you cannot, so viruses cannot be created, but they can be converted and the energy can be transferred. And then you can engineer viruses to do specific things, as well as program antibodies and program antigen and have them do specific things in the body. And that's where these human experiments and animal experiments come from. But you cannot just create a virus out of nowhere. It comes from a base level somewhere in the whole microbiome, in biodiversity in the universe. Because the universe has a set of laws, has a set of elements, and biodiversity has a set of a microbiome. It has a set of biochemistry and chemistry. You can't just create things out of nowhere. No, it's just how you put together elements and biodiversity and minerals and then have a specific outcome. That's and an intention and an outcome. Okay, some people say, oh yeah, viruses don't exist. Of course they exist. But someone could bioengineer them and it could be released as spores in the air and somebody gets them. It's not necessarily just being injected. People say, oh yeah, the only way, the coronavirus exists is because people were injected by the flu shots, and that's how then it sheds and this and that. And that's a great story, but it still comes from a base type of area, which is they're everywhere. It's biodiversity. You can create something in a lab based upon the constituents of your environment and capture it in baby fetus. You can capture it in animal tissue, animal proteins. That's why they are able to make, hey Gail, they are able to make monoclonal antibodies with animal proteins, because that's where these viruses that induce antibodies are attaching itself to is an animal protein. And so when you're seeing chicken and egg proteins and you're seeing pig proteins being used in the vaccines, yeah, they have to have a host. Viruses have to have a host. Okay, that's how you capture a virus. It's in biodiversity. It's in the environment. Okay, and so infection is when the body's trying to evolve, and then you are stopping the evolution, but you are stopping evolution and trying to get some kind of relief, right, pain-free. And then what happens is the body then is adapting to that strain of antibiotic, and that's why it doesn't work anymore. And so then you find another cure, and that's this whole thing with the train of cures. It's never ending because the body is able to adapt to it and overcome it, and then the body's in pain again because it's trying to freaking live. And then when you keep applying antibiotics and antivirals and suppressing the infection and not feeding it correctly with the right chemistry, then you're going to be continuously in chronic pain and wondering why your life is so miserable. Okay, so infection is the body evolving at any given time when it's under attack or under a change in the environment. And so when you feel a headache, when you feel skin itching, when you feel weird things in your body, you know there's a change in the environment. And when it's a chronic thing where you're just like in so much pain and you're seeing, whatever's going on in your body, that's when the body is trying to adapt. And of course, you don't have enough of the constituents of adaptation. And so then you're looking for relief. And then there is the strategically placed savior, which is the holistic allopathic, to stop the evolution. And that way you can be stagnated and be immune. And then you can go back to work and until your body degrades into nothing. And that's how the system has controlled your lifespan. And so you have to understand what an infection is. It's an evolution based upon the body under attack, bioweapon, or the body in a change in the when there's a change in the environment. So that's why it doesn't matter whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, because somebody ultimately is going to be vaccinated. If they've already asked 300,000 people in freaking Texas to be volunteers for the vaccine, you know Texas is going to be the first, it's going to be the epicenter of the new environment. Anywhere where the vaccine is being released first, you know that's going to be a new wave of COVID casualties. Mark my words, since I've seen already that Moderna is asking for volunteers in Texas, and I think it's like Austin or something. Holy crap, just keep watching. The system is telling you exactly what's going on. And so another way for you to rise above is you have to do the Jilly Juice and purge out the excess monoclonal antibodies. You're going to feel infection, which is evolution, until those antibodies stop attacking you and you rebuild at the micro level to where it translates at the macro level. And then right there, I blew my nose. That's excess antibodies. That's excess antibodies that my body's releasing. But people don't understand even the mere thing of blowing your nose or taking a poop or pee or you have pus come out when you're doing the J juice. You don't realize that that's releasing the excess antibodies. You're like, oh my God, I can't be sneezing, I can't be pooping, I can't be peeing on a continuous basis. I gotta hold my pee and I gotta hold my pooing. I can't be pussing and all that stuff. And they stop that evolution process. They stop the release of the excess. And this is why you're seeing stagnancy in body, mind, and spirit. So understand, infection is nothing to be afraid of. It's just the body letting you know there's a change in the environment and you have to support it correctly. You have to flush out the excess antibodies and you have to rebuild simultaneously, because it's not just detoxing. I'm seeing people going like, oh, I have herpes virus or I have this Lyme disease or I have that, and you want to do a detox and you're promoting detoxing. And you don't realize that you're doing only half the battle. So you're getting rid of excess antibodies, but you're not rebuilding your body. So guess what? More antibodies are going to reoccur. You're going to be then revisiting the same issue once again and potentially have other exotic issues, because those detoxes and prescription drugs and holistic remedies are only going to mess with your biochemistry even more, causing more exotic issues. So, Gail, chill, girl. So anyways, I want you to understand that there is definitely a bio weapon going on, and you're going to have to rise above it. And the only way is if you do the J juice, because yeah, you can wear a mask, and Gail, this is for you. You can say, hey, wear a mask, but that's not going to help you, Gail. Promoting the whole mask thing is not going to help you or anyone else in your community, because it makes them more susceptible to not be able to handle the environment. Masks and hydroxychloroquine and all these different remedies and the vaccines are not going to help you adapt to your environment, because you're not giving your body what it needs. And the people around you need to be exposed to their environment. They have to build up their tolerance and their adaptation and deal with the evolution, because the more you try to stop evolution, the more it's going to try to happen. And then the more you suppress it, Then they're going to be taking the antibiotics, the antivirals, the vaccinations, the antiviral therapies, the antibody therapies, and then that puts them more at a detriment to actually pass away. So if you're going to promote anything, Gail, you should promote the Jilly Juice, not wearing the masks, not playing the games of the freaking governors that are just minions for the system. You really must understand J Juice at the base level, at the micro level. Okay, and so that's why I say, you guys, picking between a mask and hydroxychloroquine is not going to make a fucking difference if you don't understand J Juice. So that's why I get kind of weird with you guys that say you promote Jilly Juice, but yet you're still playing into the system. You're still promoting masks, Gail. You're not promoting Jilly Juice, but you're promoting masks. What the hell is up with that? All right, have a good day. Bye.